We haven't seen each other in a minute. You haven't really seen anyone in a minute because things are a little bit locked down. How are you doing, Alex?
Good. Well, I don't know. I have a toothache. I have to go to the dentist.
Oh
So
no.
that sucks. Yeah.
Yeah, I have a dentist appointment coming up. They're like, earlier in the month, they're like, hey, if we'll put you on the cancellation list and we'll call you if an earlier one comes up. And I was like, yeah, okay. And then they called and I was like, no, man. I'm mentally prepared for January 12th. I don't need to like, I was just like, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But she's like, we got an opening on December 23rd. I was like, no, that's not,
That's funny.
not how I'm spending my
Yeah.
holiday season.
Yeah, I gotta go get mine done. I've been to the dentist. I've avoided being like I haven't gone to a doctor of any kind in so long. I went
Yeah.
to a chiropractor once, like a few months ago, but that doesn't count.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm not sure that counts.
Yeah,
That's
it's not a doctor.
yeah. How old are you?
Me, 28.
28? Yeah, I don't know. I'm 35. I'm starting to feel like I'm having to do
Yeah,
different
do you go to the
things.
doctor regularly?
No, no. In fact, I just went and got like blood work done for the first time in like a decade. The doctor was like, it's been 10 years. We should probably do that. And I was like, all right, man. So God knows
Yeah,
what we'll
dude.
find.
I haven't gone. The last time I got anything done, I had to go for a physical for like a football tryout.
Yeah.
So I got that done when I was like, I think I was 19 or 20. That was the last time.
I was at the doctor recently and I was like, yeah, should probably get some more, get the blood work done. Like that sounds like a good idea. And I was like, I was even thinking I'm 35, like maybe I probably need like a physical or something. And like that's a difficult. I don't want, there's a thing in the physical that like, I don't really want to be a part of. And he was just like, maybe after COVID. Like this guy keeps blowing me off, man. The last time I brought it up, he was like, I was like, my stomach, like I don't know. And he's just like, I could throw a finger on you, but I don't think I'd find anything. And I was like, you could come on, man. You don't just you don't just throw it out like, yeah, yeah, I could throw a finger in you, but probably wouldn't find. You're not gonna find my friendship up there with that kind of fucking talk, like that. It was just like too loose of like a conversation for like what was like.
Yeah.
And then this time he's like, after COVID.
So, yeah, maybe after COVID I'll chuck a digit in you, but
yeah, my doctor's playing hard to get, man. For a game I don't want to play. I don't want to get. He's playing hard too.
It's like hard to get, but like you probably should get it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why it's a weird. Oh man.
That's so funny.
You gotta go, man. I got a flu shot today. I don't normally get a flu shot, but I was like, it just seems like the year to probably do it.
Yeah.
And the lady's like, oh, are you up to date on all your immunizations? I'm like, if there's any like after like elementary school, no. So apparently you're supposed to get your tetanus shot at 25 and 35 and whatever.
What?
And I was like, I didn't get that. And she's like, well, do you remember being like bit by anything? Or no.
Do you remember getting bit by anything?
Yeah. Well, now that you mention it, big chunk out of your arm. This foaming mouth dog that came at me.
Like, just a shark one time?
Yeah. You might have noticed I'm missing a leg.
That's funny.
Yeah,
I haven't caught anything. I'd get like whatever you have to get to go to Mexico. Like so I could drink water with ice cubes in it.
Oh, really? You can get something so you can drink the water?
Well, I know you're not supposed to drink the water either way, but that's how I looked at it.
I don't want to like what I heard the effects of drinking the water are. I don't think would make for a fun, trip to the beach.
Yeah.
Dig a hole.
Yeah, no good.
I mean,
but I don't know. You get like the ones where you ever see the commercials, the fear mongering commercials that are like, "Are you going to Mexico? Are you going to get tetanus?" And then there are like hepatitis or whatever. And then you talk about like hepatitis A's in the ice cube and hepatitis B's in the needles that are in the sand because you're too poor to go to a nice resort.
Oh.
Like hepatitis is in like whatever the fuck else.
Oh my God. Well,
Those commercials.
I remember them. I haven't seen. The thing is, I don't have like the only commercials I see now, I guess, are like on YouTube and shit or Amazon
Yeah, these
Prime.
are old, I guess. Like every
Yeah.
commercial reference in my head is from like
No,
7 or
I
8
can
years
I
ago.
can picture it. I can picture it. That's a good point, though. I mean, you're kind of rolling the dice if you're just like, well, I hope no shitty water gets in my drink. Like,
Yeah, like you're in a pool and the dude's like got a margarita mixer 3 feet away from the fucking pool water. You're like, yeah, I'll just drink that. So
I'm sure mine will be fine. Speaking of which, I
yeah,
would love to
exactly.
go to a resort right now, but I just don't know I don't know where resort workers are on the list of priority, for for vaccine.
Vaccination.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was supposed to go to a Mexico wedding in like May, and they got rescheduled to this May. But then I don't know what the deal is with that now.
Yeah, I would say probably it kind of sounds like we'll be sort of like restricted in what we can do till like next fall into next
Yeah,
like next fall. Which
gotta get
I
your
guess,
vaccine passport, bud.
what's that?
Gotta get
Yeah.
your so they can track you.
Buddy, now I've got the flu shot. I'm fucking right in there.
Oh, buddy, you're fucking blue pilled or whatever they call it.
It's so funny when they're like, yeah, so like they have to tell you like the worst thing that can happen, and they're just like, you could get pretty sick, but like it's just the flu. And I'm like, yeah,
It's so.
like I'm not a bitch.
I know, I love that. They're like
Listen,
the
lady,
side
just see how many
effects.
edibles I can take. Just try to like, I took this many drugs once.
Yeah, I've heard of people like going into surgeries and like the medicine not affecting them very well, and their parents being like, "Hey, wait a second,
Yeah.
why
Well,
are these narcotics not affecting my 16-year-old?"
it's like they make you smoke weed to like get rid of something, and it just like doesn't affect you, and they're like, hey, after the shot,
Just
they're like, you
walking around,
gotta,
they're like, "Are you hungry?"
yeah, they told me I had to walk around Safeway for 15 minutes in case I passed out. I was just like, all right. So then I walked home and I passed out right in the middle of the crosswalk. Just
Yeah.
kidding. No.
Like, did you get hit by anything?
Yeah, dude, I got hit by the fake news media flu news.
The flu. A dude on a fat bike took me out.
Yeah.
I can't believe there's people who ride their bicycles in wintertime in Edmonton. I have friends. I have a friend. I have one friend. I shouldn't pluralize that like I'm hanging out with fat bikers.
It's crazy. Like when you do see them, you're like, oh shit. And they have the same
activity.
They have the same like cocksure swagger of a summer cyclist, and you're like, come on, man. Like there's ice everywhere. Like no one's trying to like make this uncomfortable for you. This is uncomfortable.
Like, bro, are you cold? Like, just.
Oh yeah, and that's the most Edmonton thing I can think of right now in terms of that is like a guy with a fat bike tire, whatever the fuck it's called, with shorts on and a mustache and being like, yeah, my legs just don't get cold,
Oh God.
That's like the epitome. There's one or two of those downtown for sure. I don't know why that.
That's so funny.
Doesn't even affect me.
We had a kid in high school. I think I might have mentioned this on the podcast before, but we had a like shorts all the time guy in high school, and he was actually pretty chill. Like he was a pretty cool guy.
He was pretty chill, but not too chill.
Well, he wasn't like one of those. He wasn't like, "God, my legs don't get cold." He just preferred shorts. And when you'd ask him about it, he's like, "I don't know, I like them."
Yeah.
But he found like dress shorts for grad. It was fucking awesome.
Oh man, nice. That's a nice touch.
Yeah, it's pretty good. He like wore pants like 4 days of all of high school. It's pretty hilarious.
When I graduated from journalism at McEwen, I wore board shorts and flip flops under my like graduation shit because I was that
nice.
So I like went across the stage and I'm just like, yeah.
That's the best. Yeah, my buddy XDog just graduated from chiropractic school in New Zealand.
Nice.
And there's this picture of him in his like robes, but then underneath he has this like silk leopard print, like gold and purple like thing on.
Okay.
He looks so ridiculous. He has this big beard now, and he straightened his afro out, so it's like He has like Cat Williams, like straight black guy hair.
Nice.
Oh, dude, it's
Nice.
such a good picture.
That's wicked. I like switching it up for those moments because you know you gotta have some fun in life.
Yeah, exactly. I like that. I like it way better. It's funny that like I think it's probably my brain is twisted, but I always think it's way better just to do like the opposite of what's expected in the situation.
Yeah, yeah. Just shake it up a little. Poke some
I mean,
fun
like
at
every
the like
doctor's appointment,
seriousness.
like as much as just said that like I don't go to doctor's appointments, like whenever I have had like a doctor's appointment or like whatever, one of those appointments where you go in and someone like makes you sit at their desk,
Yeah.
I do my best to not be like one of those people who's like, yes, hello, I am Alex. Nice to meet you. Like I just roll in like, hey, what's up?
Yeah.
Like I prefer a doctor say he's gonna, throw a finger in me. I'd rather that.
Yeah. You gotta have a good rapport just in case, you know. You don't want to have a bad rapport and they're like, all right, it's time, and you're like, oh boy.
Yeah.
What's
I
that
don't want you
thing?
to be too serious.
Yeah.
You're gonna be inside of me, so
Oh, buddy, I was hooting it up with the flu vaccine nurse today. Just
oh
having a
yeah.
grand old time.
Yeah. How
Yeah.
often do you think a vaccine nurse how often do you think a STD nurse gets asked on dates or for their number?
I mean, you're at your lowest point sexually when you're at the maybe not, no, you're kind of at your lowest point sexually when you get into when you walk in the clinic and you're just like, if you think you have something at, you know, I've never been in that situation, thankfully. But if you think you have something and you're in there and you're just like, you're just looking for confirmation. Like, I don't think that's the time when you're like, so like, what's up? Especially now with the masks and stuff, you're just kind of, you're judging like from this. I don't know. I don't know.
See, I
But,
feel like it's the opposite. I feel like that's when you swing. You're like, fuck it. Like,
so here's
who
my urine
cares? I've
sample.
already struck out every single other time.
Here's my urine sample. You know what else is pretty hot? You, baby girl. That's kind of what you have
She's
to
like,
go for.
it's warm.
Yeah,
It's
like,
warm.
this is cold. I know you're cheating.
Ew.
My go-to lately, because I've had to get a couple like either blood drawn or like I got the COVID test or whatever, and they'll be like left arm or right arm or like left nostril or right nostril. My little go-to to like brighten their day is like dealer's choice.
Oh, there it is.
Whichever one you want. I don't think the flu chick got it today, but you know, I threw it out. It was for her. It was for her. It was for her.
Like,
If you didn't get it, that's unfortunate, but it was for her. Just trying to inject some fun in her day.
Do you feel a responsibility to do that as a comedian, just in your day-to-day life, to try and brighten people's day?
No, I think it's more like I think it's like more of like a personality thing, and that's why I became a comedian.
Oh,
You know,
that's fair.
kind of like in your day to day, just like making those moments like funny or whatever.
Yeah, that's fair. No, but I always feel pressure to be funny when people find out I'm a comedian, like in a group atmosphere.
Yeah, totally. But I mean, at the same time.
But like personally, I don't feel any pressure. I don't put pressure on myself to be like, I should make people laugh.
If someone comes up to you and is like, "Hey, you're a comedian. Why don't you tell a joke?" You can just easily rip on that person for being like a total dork.
Yeah, but no, I hate when like you're just at a place and like everyone's hanging out and someone's like, "Oh, so what do you do?" And you're like,
Yeah.
I
work at an STD clinic.
I'm more fun than this usually, professionally.
Yeah, I know, it's weird. I know, but whatever. You're a comic.
I feel the opposite.
So.
I feel like I want less. Well, yeah, I feel like I want less attention than I used to at parties and stuff because of comedy.
Yeah. Well, just because of that, like, hey, you're a stand-up, like as a pro comic yourself.
Yeah, well, also now I just feel like a dink, like because I feel like one of those guys who's like at the party being like, "So you guys hear the one about the fucking?" It's like I hate that dude so much. It's like, why are you trying to be the life of the party?
Yeah, exactly. Don't be that guy.
So I feel like I'm being that guy when I'm being entertaining, but then sometimes I'm like, I don't know, do people like this?
Yeah, like sometimes I'm just fucking entertaining, and that's just what it is.
Because that's the other thing is sometimes people are like, oh, this guy's a comedian, he's gonna be the life of the party, and then you don't, and they're like, oh, what the fuck? But then sometimes people are like, oh my god, this comedian, what is he always on?
Yeah. Whenever someone makes a comment about like, oh, I thought like along the same lines of like, oh, comedian, life of the party, I just make fun of improv people and improv energy and how comics don't have improv energy. Like they're like, okay, everyone, like, hey, somebody say a thing. Somebody bring, okay, days of the week. All right, let's say, like that kind of energy. I'm like, it's
Yeah.
really funny. I talk about how the two groups don't really mingle because it's like, and then on the other side, it's
like I'm not trying to do cute word association games in the middle of the party right now.
Yeah. But I've always thought that's an apt description because it's just like, yeah, there's an energy with one group that's like really like, who wants to play a game? And with comedy, it's like people sitting writing in their notebooks, like,
Yeah, it's a very cynical. It's like the comedy is for a different group than the group that the comedy is about. Whereas
yeah,
improv, the comedy is like, let's make it happen here as a unit. Comedy is like, yo, I'm gonna tell other people about this because this is fucking hilarious.
Yeah, I know it's a funny distinction, but I think a lot of people just think kind of one and the same. And in my experience, they often find it like, oh, really? That like improv people and stand-up comics are like two distinct groups with two like polar opposite energies.
That's funny. Yeah, I wonder if like I bet people, outside of the community have no idea that like we don't get along. I guess not don't get along. We don't get along the same way like cats and dogs don't get along. It's like
we don't mix much.
Yeah, the caricature of us is that like we don't like them and they don't like us, and it's like as a general rule, we kind of think they're dipshits and they kind of think we're assholes.
Yeah, and it's just one of those funny things that's existed before either of us, probably.
Yeah,
but I always the improv energy thing makes me laugh. It's just like, okay,
yeah, dude, that's a great description. And one of my favorite scenes in any movie ever is I think it's Ted 2. It might be Ted 1, but I'm pretty sure it's Ted 2.
Okay.
We're like, oh, you want to go yell sad suggestions at the improv? And then the guy's like, we need a non-geographical location. He's like, the offices of Charlie Hebdo.
Oh my God.
And then like, oh, it's so funny. They just go like off. Oh, it's so funny.
That's awesome. I don't think I've seen the second one, to be honest. But
man, Ted 2 is a great flick. I don't care what anyone says. I'm obviously the idiot because society is deemed that with accolades and stuff. But I love like Anchorman 2 and Ted 2 and like Jurassic World.
I grew up thinking like the type of movies that I might like are gonna get blasted by the critics. I learned like at a young age, like no critic is gonna write a glowing review of like Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. But when I go see it, I'm gonna love it, and it's gonna go down in my mind as like a big film from my youth. But I always thought like the only ones that like the movies that I care about are often gonna get reviewed horribly.
Yeah, man, I swear it made like a complex in my head because like everything, like TV shows, movies, video games, like basically if it had a bad review, I knew that I would enjoy it. So it was like
I felt the same way.
Like it was this super weird, like how I knew I was gonna enjoy something was if like everyone was like, this fucking was brutal, like worst thing I ever seen. I'm like, dude, I can't wait to watch that.
It's because we were young rebels, man.
Yeah, but like it wasn't even. It was like because Jackass was amazing. Just like if you ever asked a movie critic to watch Jackass, they'd be like, "It's a bunch of nonsense." They're like, "You don't understand."
And the wrong people were reviewing it, basically. Like the first people that were like, "Jackass is ridiculous," probably couldn't have foreseen like all of the stuff that would come from it.
Yeah, exactly.
Like overall, how much money that like franchise has made? Probably.
Yeah.
God knows. I don't know. Hundreds of millions of dollars at least.
Yeah, who knows? And even like I don't know, like weird stuff. Like, have you ever heard the thing about like the Lion King and whatever the fuck the other movie was?
What
So
about
basically, the Lion King was like Disney's like B movie for the year. Like they were releasing something else. I forget what it was, but whatever it was like Aladdin or something like that.
mm-hmm.
And they put, or no, it was something else. Anyways, they put all their fucking money and like all their time and effort into like this huge release that they thought was gonna be amazing, and then they gave like all the artists. They were like, oh, you guys can do like the Lion King or whatever, like all the fucking people who weren't big name and like whoever.
Yeah.
And they did the Lion King and it was a huge success, and like Disney didn't even really want, like it wasn't supposed to be the box office
really?
crush or anything like that. But it's because the people who were in charge of like the people who are in charge of like the distribution of art have no idea what good art is. Like they can't figure it out.
For sure.
Like they can't look at like the pieces of it or like the skeleton of it and like decipher what's good or bad for some reason. Like they're always wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, probably. And in Canadian art, they like don't even try.
Yeah, they're like, whatever. Who even gives a fuck?
Do your thing. So what if
Like,
when with like the whole like lockdown mode, like what takes up your time? Are you like gaming a lot, that kind of thing?
yeah, we're still open.
Essential
I don't know
service,
why.
maybe.
Yeah, I guess.
I'm working from home, so it's just like a lot of like bed to kitchen to couch
Yeah.
to bed to kitchen to couch to bed.
Yeah, I've been smoking a lot of weed and yeah, playing
Mm.
video games. We got a PS4. I downloaded the newest Call of Duty, Warzone. Hell yeah.
Nice. See, I've been talking to a few people this week about this, and I think it's become apparent now, like with everyone with the situation, like what 2020's been. Like I like never. I'm like outside of the whole gaming world because
Yeah.
I had like a Nintendo, a Game Boy, and then like nothing till Xbox, and then like nothing really after that. So I'm like just brutal at games, and like I've never gamed really, but now I'm sitting here with nothing to do most night because I'm like, I don't, not a big like binge watcher of things like by myself really.
Yeah, I mean,
And
I can't get into that.
yeah, I mean, I like to read, but like not as like my main thing, like to read
Yeah.
here and there. And like, dude, like comedy's gone, so it's for now. So it's like, fuck, I should be like, this is why I should have been gaming all these years, but I think it's too late, man. I think it's too late to start.
Yeah, I feel like I've maintained a great level of like involvement in the video games.
Yeah, it turns out that it's like probably a skill that like it's probably a skill that you're gonna need at some point. Like at some point, everything's gonna be like on a fucking some kind of controller, and I'm gonna be sitting there being like, "What does X do again?" Oh fuck! And with game, like
Yeah.
I suck so
It's the
bad
next
at video
evolution.
games. I'm so bad.
Man, I bet like just because of the way like technology kind of evolves, that like the format of a video game controller is gonna go like far beyond video gaming.
That's what I'm
Like
terrified
that's how
of
we're gonna
because
drive those like auto cars.
I'm nothing. That might be where I get left behind, dude.
Well, because yeah, I don't know. I'm thinking it might be like way down the future. Like
20 years from now,
how,
we're
like,
gonna look back on this episode and be like, Jim called it, and you're gonna look at me and I'm just gonna be some old dude who's just like, I don't fucking.
I don't know what's going on. But yeah, you know how like the keyboard from like typewriter is the keyboard that we use for our computers.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I bet that was a weird, useless when computers first came in. There was like those ladies who had been fucking writing on typewriters their whole lives to like inscribe court documents, and they're like, "Oh yeah, sure, Word, Microsoft Word, no problem, 2,000 words a minute."
Yeah, dude. Speaking of that, this is just a funny like side note. I was at the doctor recently, and like when you're in a room with someone who's been to school for way longer than you have, and is like just for a fact that this person's like probably like of a higher intellect than you just based on how much time they've spent at school and the fact that they're a doctor and da 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 da.
Yeah.
My doctor's a great guy. I like him a lot, but my man types like like that. So it's just funny to
Yeah,
see
bro, that's
like
gonna be you.
I know, but it's funny to see like, you know, because I'm like I can type pretty fast, but not in like the normal like I have my own like weird like flurry of fingers. But it's just funny to me to be like, man, like, and he's super smart and super nice and like really like he's like a pretty cool, pretty chill guy. But I just noticed, so it's like dish, 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 dish. And for some reason that's funny to me. Like
Yeah,
you
bro,
just
that's
for
gonna
what
be you.
I just like expect him to be like amazing at everything.
It's gonna be like you. Like in the future, people are like, "Yeah, man, this guy's been like OG podcasting since like it came out, like music mixer, like doing all this shit. Went to school for it, but he can't figure the controller out. He's still hitting the X
Oh,
button with
dude.
his
I'll
indicator
be
finger.
dude, I'm gonna be in
He
meetings
doesn't
where
even know
like
the Konami code."
dude, I'm gonna be in meetings where like my guy is just like looking at like, they're like, Jim, look at the camera, and I'm like, I'm trying, dude. Shooting stuff, being like, what the fuck? How come I can't? Oh, okay, I think I got it. That's gonna be me, and I've just realized in this podcast that like what my life is about to become, and I'm not sure I'm very happy about it.
That's so funny. Yeah, bro.
Damn.
I think I need to go see a therapist for like how frustrated I get over things.
Yeah.
I was I was playing video games with Brad, and he was like, he just kept looking, like his aimer was always at the ground. We were playing Fortnite, and he was like looking at the ground, and it was like, I was like, dude, look up. Like, what are you doing? Look up. The guys aren't gonna appear on the ground. Also, you can't see half the screen because you're looking at the ground. Like,
Man,
fucking look up.
sometimes people post little clips of them playing whatever war game or whatever on Instagram, and I watch them and I'm just like, there is so much happening here. What like
Yeah.
I just sit there like I'm gonna be lost in the future, man.
Yeah, that's a crazy thing about video games now is like there's a whole bunch of background activity always going on. I noticed that like
So
every time
much.
people post like World of Warcraft shit, I'm like, I don't know what's happening because I don't know like what's the character and what's the bad guy and like what the goal is.
Yeah. You're
But
just
like, yeah, when
watching
I watch
people jumping
Fortnite,
into a building, throw a grenade, two guys appear, and then there's a door opens, someone. I get stressed out just watching it. So I don't know if
yeah,
I'm fit for the future, man.
yeah, I can't imagine what watching Fortnite is like with no context.
Oh, it's
Because it's like it's a fucking gun game where people are shooting at each other, but you also have this like free build part. So like dudes are flip flopping back and forth between like building themselves bunkers and then like using jetpacks to jump over other guys' bunkers while they're all also shooting at each other. And
yeah,
it's a 100-person free for all on a big map. So it's like unless you know what's going on, this is absolute gibberish. There's just
yeah,
numbers and explosions and things going up and coming down.
yeah. It's like the visual version of trying to read another language that you don't really recognize, like one that's kind of like uses the same like letters that we do, like it's like Spanish or something. Like I recognize all those letters. I know kind of like I get it. I know this is a language in a sentence or whatever, but I have no fucking idea besides that. There's not even words I recognize.
Yeah, like I couldn't tell you. This
Man,
could be a letter home. This could be a warning sign for a fucking chemical plant. This
oh
could be
dude.
a bicycle's owner's manual. Oh, our
And,
meeting's timed out.
no, I just got a thing that said they've extended our time.
Ooh, that was kind of them.
That's super kind of them. I don't know for how
Well,
long.
yeah, I don't want it to shut down on us, so maybe we should just say thank you to everyone and peace out.
Let's test the boundaries a little bit.
Oh boy, we're pushing.
I don't know how long it's been. Do you? Probably
Well,
like,
isn't it 40 minutes?
yeah, we might have like yeah, that's true. We might have like well whatever. It said we got more time. But let's see, is there anything else to talk about? I think oh dude I want to talk about the monoliths that are appearing everywhere.
The monoliths? God damn it. I have to surprise. I have to pee. So give me 2 seconds and then we'll talk about aliens.
Oh, okay, man. Okay, okay. No, that's cool. Well, like we're pushing time on, but I can carry this show. Alex loves Alex loves aliens, And what I really wanted to talk about was this retired Israeli general who came out and said a bunch of stuff about like there's a galactic federation and like the government has a treaty with the aliens and stuff. And there's like bunkers on Mars with human and alien people there. And I just feel like, what if the aliens what if those aliens are like the space hillbillies? And we got the worst aliens coming to check us out. But also the monoliths. I don't think they're from the aliens, but I think like, I wish they were. I think it'd be cooler if they were unexplained and not just like some artist. But I was just thinking like, what if? Oh, he's back.
I'm like the Flash,
like,
baby.
Okay, so like the monoliths aren't aliens, obviously, but like
no.
But I think I was thinking we should go fund me an Edmonton one, like on the download.
Yeah.
Try to on top of Rexall.
Yeah.
Like people
we should just move the balls. We should move the giant balls around.
Yes.
That could be our model.
Okay. If the Talus balls were mobile and were just like at different spots all the time, I think that would make them more like acceptable.
Way cooler.
Yeah, like people would be more down for it if like every 2 months, it's like, holy shit, that's the Talus balls, goddamn.
Like, damn, they're right there. Shit.
Yeah, I don't think it was. Like, I wish they weren't on the side of a freeway or whatever. Like,
They're like, on the side of a side road of a freeway though. Like, they're not even fully visible from the high traffic freeway.
You really gotta look. You
have to get onto Fox Drive to actually see them.
No, I was saying to our listeners while you were peeing that the retired Israeli general that was like, yo, there's aliens and there's a galactic federation and all this stuff.
What?
It's so funny. And I was saying, I think it'd be funny if like we like make contact with aliens, whatever. The universe is so vast though that like we've made contact with like the space like hillbillies, like just the shit aliens.
Yeah, they're like, we
created
the North Korea.
The North Korea of space has just been like, yo, we found Earth. And the universe is so big that the rest of the universe is just like, whatever, man.
Yeah, this like dude, the Israeli guy's right. He's like, this is the Federation. And then like some much bigger alien comes. He's like, what did we tell you guys about fucking around with primitive civilizations?
Yeah. We're like, oh, intelligent life. And we're like, well, it's life.
Yes. Yeah, what if like that's all they were good at? They like transport, they figured that out, but like still have not figured out like math.
Yeah, they get here and they're like, oh, fuck, there's people here.
They just got lucky.
Yeah, or maybe they're super smart. I don't know. But when I saw that story, I thought of you because any mention of aliens on the long history of our podcast has come out of your mouth to start with.
Yeah, I love it.
Whenever I see alien stuff, I'm like, my man.
Yeah, but I like looking at real aliens. Like, that's the annoying thing is there's so little of it.
I know.
There's like there's a whole bunch of fake alien stuff. But like you got to look at like the U.S. documents because I think alien technology becomes like our military technology, which then becomes our everyday technology.
Who knows, man?
It works its way.
We sure don't. I got that the aliens provided the vaccine.
Maybe. No, I still think it's just an anti-gravity propulsion thing. Like, I really think we have one ship, and we've been trying to figure it out for a really long time, and we're on the verge, but we don't quite get it yet.
I think aliens would whoop our ass, and we should just, like, chill on it for a bit.
Cool it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I always wonder, though.
We're like, oh, we made it to our moon, and they're like, from some other galaxy, and we're like, not the same.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Okay, so what I feel, if you listen to Bob Lazar and that whole thing, the way they do travel is using anti-gravity. So basically they're like moving time and space out of the way to get to a place. They're not actually like traveling the distance. So I wouldn't be surprised if like they haven't gotten as far as we've gotten with combustion, because they don't use it to fucking go far distances. So like they just abandoned it like way back, whereas we used it for like everything. We used it for war and cooking and like all that bullshit. So like I think just whatever weird discovery they first fell upon, like ours was fire, and humans were the ones who found it, and we evolved to like use thermal energy in all the ways that we could possibly do. And I think they may have found like whatever the fuck, some lightning strike happened and some weird dude found some weird thing, and they evolved from that shit.
Yeah.
And so like that's how their technology came, or whatever, you know, materials are available on their planet. If it's raining fucking phosphorus because their temperature is like a million times different, then they would have access to like different elements than we would in different forms to create different reactions. So that's how they created time travel, or not time travel, but their form of travel.
Yeah.
So I think maybe if we got into a war with them, we'd be like, yeah, but have you guys invented nukes yet? We know how to split atoms. We can cut atoms in half, bitch.
All right, let's just, like, we're not advocating for the use of nukes on aliens just yet.
I am. Let's fucking go.
No,
you want to come here and be like, we come in peace. Like, well, maybe. Depends how military advanced you are.
No, let's nuke space. Let's preemptively nuke space, bro.
We gotta find out if we're weaker than them or stronger than them, and then go from there.
Nah, dude, you just gotta shoot first, ask questions later, bro. I wonder what happened if you nuked space.
If you nuked just outer space?
Let's talk to a scientist or something about if what would happen if you nuked space. I'm gonna write that. This should be the title of this episode. What would happen? ... if you nuked space.
My ex got me the best birthday present last year for my birthday. It's this book called What If, and it's this dude who used to work for NASA, and then he would do like comics, like little stick figure comics.
Yeah.
And then he started putting them online, and then he started getting some traction for that. And then he just started doing that full time because he liked it more than being a scientist. He was making good money doing it.
Yeah.
And so he made this book that's like this kind of like half-assed like stick figure drawn animations, but it's all these people who sent like real like weird questions on Twitter, and then he would answer them with like real science. So like one of them was like, what would happen if a pitcher threw the baseball like 1 mile an hour slower than the speed of light or something like that? And he went through like how basically if something as solid as a baseball started moving at that speed, it would cause all these like little collisions, like nuclear collisions that would like blow up the stadium instantaneously. And it goes on to like the whole side of how big of a distance it would wipe everything out and like all that shit. And then at the end, it's like, so according to the regulation, it would be hit by pitch and the batter would get first.
Yeah, hit by pitch for sure. Blow a hole through the catcher's face. Oh my God.
Yeah, like blew up half the city on accident.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's like really crazy stuff like that. Like it would be like, what happens if you farted in a balloon and like lit it on fire in outer space? And then the dude would like actually explain like what happens with like the shrapnel of the rubber and like the expanding gas and like all that shit.
Damn.
Or, like, whatever ridiculous questions people asked.
That's crazy. We should think of one, like what would happen if you nuked space?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know how much time we had or have left, but we should probably let's quit while we're ahead. This has been fun.
Yeah, it feels like we're losing steam. We've been losing steam since the P. So.
No, I don't know. This has been good. The alien stuff. we had to get some alien stuff in there.
We did. We got to get a little alien action in there. It's a morning show. We got to have, segments.
Yeah. What if the aliens are listening? We need them to know that like. We got you.
Yeah, I'm just kidding about the nuke thing, aliens, by the way. I hope you didn't take that out of context and put it on alien TV.
We don't have nukes. Alex and I.
Yeah, I don't have any access.
No. We think aliens are cool.
If I did, I'd show you how to use them if I knew.
I was just wondering what happens if you were to do it. That's all. wonder if we'd get sucked
I
into
think you need
the,
to pick
into
a
the
part of
system.
space. Like if you nuked
We would
the
die for
vacuum,
sure.
if you nuked the vacuum of space, nothing would happen.
Well, would it though?
Well, no, because
Mm-hmm.
nuclear fusion needs like other molecules to react with.
So there'd just be a nuke.
So you would just split the atom of like the plutonium or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and like the plutonium would get consumed, but that's about it.
But maybe with like, yeah, I don't know. I think that, well, maybe. Who knows, man? What would happen if you
Who
nuked
knows?
space? Shout out to aliens. You can follow me at Kersey, and follow us at Yeg Podcast. And when
And you follow me at AF Comedian.
Yes, that's all. That's all we got. So bye, Alex. Bye, people.
Deuces.